Today's game of White Castle, still trying to figure out how to win. So, been still playing the White Castle. Played a bunch of games. I'm struggling though still to find something consistently that I can do to win. Um, I have scored some pretty high scores though. Like, I think in this game, if you're scoring in like the high 60s, 70s, that's pretty good. I mean, you can make it to 80, but those are like very rare games. Um, I wouldn't count on them as a measuring stick. So, this is actually a lower scoring game, believe it or not. I am first player, so I get to take my starting cards last, which for some reason, the past like 5 games I played of this, I've been in this position. I've not been able to choose the card I went first. So let's evaluate these cards real quick with what we have on the board. I think that's the first thing you need to do. So the first thing I look for is, what are my gardening spaces doing? I always like this one here, which lets you take a home row action. So one of these 3. There's a warrior space. So you get to go to do a warrior action. So you can go here. And if you have 5, you can actually loop around back to, like, depending what you have here, back to gardening maybe. And do this. Maybe do like 3 gardening actions in one turn. But that's hard to do because you need to be able to get food to do that, right? This is 7 food, so it's probably not going to be an option. Probably what I want to do is get like a courtier ability. So like one of these courtier actions, right? So let's see what's going on here with this stuff up top, right? Like iron's pretty good, but I don't see, like, there's one card starting set that I like, and it's has this bonus lantern ability that has the Damio tokens on it. I always find myself running short of those seals, Damio token seals, whatever you want to call them, right, during the game. So if I have some like passive generation of them, then that's what I want to try to do, right? Another thing you can do for passive generation of them is, do this gardening action to get 2 of them, or do this well action, which always gives you 1 of them, right? So let's go ahead and start going through this turn. First person is Gregris. He takes this one with the iron, and he gets start out with 2 pearls, an iron, and I should just look at here, 4 money and a Damio seal, right? So next up is Ladakh 09. I think they'll take this. No, they left this here for me. Okay, so I have a really big choice here. Do I go and take this one to get a constant influx of food and victory points? Or do I take this, which gives me way more resources to start the game with, right? More coins, 1 less seal, Damio token, but I get like 4 here. And it helps me like get more iron to do warriors. I think I take this one. I could be wrong. Yep, I take that one. I thought the resources were more important at the beginning of the game. Sure, I could be getting victory points every time I do a lantern action, but it's then going to give me a little bit more time to set up actually doing some big actions on the board. Okay, so I take this 2 here. I do it from the left-hand side of the bridge to trigger my lantern token, which gives me an iron. And then I get to do Passage of Time and 2 more iron. So I'm up to 5 already. So now I just need food. Which luckily, the warrior space gives you food, right? But you also need coin, right? So I'm going to have to do something from the right hand side of the bridge. I do know one of the things I'm doing wrong is that I'm so focused on trying to trigger these double ones, you know, like anything that has like one of these special actions along with something else. I try to trigger those, but that costs me a Damio token every time, right? So Damio seal, I should say. Whereas these do not cost a Damio seal, but they're a higher number to use, so you don't make as much money off of them. So let's just go to my turn here, see what I do. So I take the yellow 6 and put it here, gain 2 pearls, and 1 more passage of time. No, I'm sorry, I just did the warrior action. See? Now I did get some money, maybe that's why I did that. And I go here. And then it lets me go here, and then I can grab some pearls here. So I didn't grab pearls here. I forgot I used red, so I did the bottom row. It's not as efficient as maybe going here, but I probably needed the coins to trigger this. So and then what I did was I had another gardening action. So I went here and got the 3 money. 1 also. I think I did that because I've gotten this gardening spot before and then triggered it in between the breaks but couldn't afford it. So I think going here and maybe being able to trigger this one also before that will give you the money that you can actually do the action. Okay, so Greg Russ, I should say, took this. They took that for the iron. Let me see here. No, they took it for the passage of time. That's interesting. So I would have just did it for the iron and then did a lantern action if you're so worried about moving up on the track there. I'm not sure how important pushing up this track is all the time. Like, yeah, going first is nice, but wasting turns doing these passage of times, unless you can do it passively through your lantern action, is, I don't think, really a wise use of your time. This one's okay because you still get to do like a regular lantern, right? But like this by itself isn't all that great. Alright. So right now I'm praying nobody takes this. Which of course, you know, more likely somebody is, just to prevent me from getting this. So they take a black 2 and they put it on the well to get an iron, a pearl, Damio token, and a coin because it's higher than 1. So I like using this if I need a bunch of coins by putting like a 6 on it. Then you can get like 5 coins and then this stuff here. It's a big influx of money all at once. So they didn't take my red, but they took away my money. So as you can see, I didn't have enough money to do this. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, these are nice, but they're hard to trigger sometimes if you don't have the money in advance. So you really have to plan for them. Obviously, I didn't do a good enough job of that. So okay, we're just going through all these wonderful gardening actions here. So I'm now the second player to go. So yellow takes red 6. Did they put that in? Oh, they put it on their own board here. I'm really looking to get some more iron here soon. So I think I go here, take this, and grab these 2 iron off of this card. Now I'm set up to do another warrior gardening action here. Big turn for Ladakh here, so we can probably go through this real quick. Like, see, this is all of them. So let's just go through it. So they took, well, if it would quit moving for 5 seconds. So I could show you this. So the problem with the, I think this version of it so far is it does everything individually. Like if I earn 3 food, right? It won't just give me the 3 food in one lump. I have to, it's like 3 different buttons. You have to click on all 3 or say select all, and then it gives you all 3. But what it does is it puts an individual entry into the log for each one of those. So let's go here. So he did an outside wall action, which is a left-handed die, so he got to do his lantern action. So he pays 2 money to do it, though. He pays 2, gets a lantern action, gains a food. Then he does a warrior action, right? Signs it to the training, gets 3 money, or 3 food, I should say. 2 pearls. Then performs the gardening action. See how they did this, right? So I think they went here, yep. Then they did their own home one, which was, they got pearls, was this. Then they got to do a gardening action, which they put right here, I think. Pays 5. Yep. Assigns the gardener to that space. Right here. Then gets pays 4 money for that. Then they can do a courtier action, right? Because they now grab this, which they can do any color dice space. So they probably did this one here, I'm assuming, right? Because it's free. Pays the, no, they did a different one. Why pay a daimyo seal? That's not, so that's probably a mistake on their part. Like, you have a free one here, doesn't cost a daimyo seal. They chose this one, I think, because they paid a daimyo token for it right here. So they pay a daimyo token, gains a money, pays, oh, okay, so they did do the top one. They're trading in daimyo tokens for coins. That's what this is. See, this is confusing, right? So they pay the 2 money to put out their courtier and assign to the gate. Then they move up 2, move up here, gain this. They get to do a white action here. Oh, they undo their move. They pay all 5 and go up 2. Okay, that makes more sense. Then they do the white action. And that's it. So that's that whole move. See how messy this is? So if you miss what your opponent's doing, this game it's kind of easy to do sometimes if you're not really paying attention. You have to then go through all these logs just to figure out exactly what they did. So I think what I do is I go do a warrior action on my turn and then go here to get these tokens. I could go to the well. I might go to the well. Let's see how I did this. Yep, go here. Do the gardening action on my own first. Okay. Then go here. So I didn't use my warriors yet. I'm always desperate for these things, so I mean they're very flexible, you know, because you can always like trade them in for things, but you also need them to trigger some of these actions, right? I think if I started using these a little bit more, maybe I'd do better, but like in my like mind, like as I'm playing this game, I'm like so focused on these cards, like I forget about this stuff and I'm like, oh wait, I could go down here. Like it's like a last minute realization, like I'm ignoring like a section of the board. Especially late in the game, because I'm looking here, right? I'm also looking at my own board to see if I can trigger something. So yellow made it all the way to the top, took a double lantern action. So this is the last turn of this round, because you only get 9 turns in this game. Like every turn is very important. So I go here. Probably triggered my let's see, what did I trigger? Yeah, I triggered my row here to do the guarding action. Go here, trigger this well action, which gives me 3 and a pearl, which I could then use to do a courtier action next turn. It's not the greatest end turn, but it was at least got me 2 of these workers off my board, because you really want to clear these off just to be able to do these actions. It makes it worth it once you have at least like 2 or 3 cleared off each row. Going last in round 3, which isn't great. This game has been a struggle. Like I remember it was like, okay, let me sit down and rack my brain. But the problem with that is I've sat there and like came up with a plan like at the beginning of a round, and just because, you know, like I think you need to like leave it like a general idea of what you want to do, because if you're planning on using any of these cards here to trigger things, they could be gone by the time it's your turn, right? Like somebody could just do a courtier action or courtier action and get up here and take this one if you needed this bridge, right? So I think you just need to have the idea is I need to get resources, then I need to trigger this action, not this particular space, right? You don't want to ever say I need to trigger this space, because that's a trap, basically, I think. So like my goal might be like, okay, I need to get 2 more iron to trigger this warrior space to then get to this here, but I'm never going to figure out which space I'm going to like do that with, if that makes sense. So I think, like I said, I had these plans out. I think in one of the games where I was like, I thought I could do like 4 different actions. And by the time it got to my turn, like that whole plan was destroyed. And I had to like rethink my whole turn. It's very stressful. I do like trying to take from this side of the board. Once you start getting like, if you can get a coin or a couple coins in your lantern row, then it's worth taking from this side a little bit more often. Like if you have this set up, this is really good for doing the left side of the bridge, basically. Dice. Now, right now, I'm not very confident in my game here because I only have one person inside the castle right now. So I only have this little blue guy here. I will say, like, from a point standpoint, if you're like just trying to get like straight victory points, if you don't have very many warriors out, sometimes it's better just to move up here and put a worker here. Like move the one that's in the castle and leave one at the gate, because if I build one and then move it up, it's only worth 3 points, 2 points really, because you already had one, so it's only worth 2 points. If I put one here, that's worth 1 point, and then move this up to here, I've now gained 4 points, right? So I think that's an idea, but if you have a lot of workers, then it is better just to move them in, I think. So I do a lantern action. Probably shouldn't have done that. So I took the, it'll slow down here, white 2, went here. So that was actually a decent one, because this one gives me a Damio seal, and this spends a Damio seal, so I didn't lose anything there. I have 6 pearls, so I can move up twice if I wanted to. So what I did was I just moved up here. I think I'm going to try to set it up so I can do it again. Do another courtier action. Because I now have this on my personal board, so if I go here, right, again, which I have the iron to do, or metal, or whatever you want to call it, I can just go here to this middle row, get all these resources, and then do a courtier action. This is round 2 of the last round, so I'm not sure if this is going to be a good strategy or not. You know, seeing what your opponents are trying to do, like see how Gregorus got these 6 pearls. So I know they want to do a courtier action, right? So like trying to block them somehow. Like there's no more like free ones here, but he's got plenty of money. But this is what he would have to do the courtier action, because there's no more out on the board. So that might be in like a strategy, like just limit what actions are out there so they can't do what they want. Now, it does have 5 rice and a buttload of money, so he could just do a gardening action, go here, and then do his own home row. So I have been in positions where I wanted to do like a warrior action. There was just no warrior spots available, so so my turn. I went up here, right? I then do my own home row to do the courtier action, to move a new guy from here to here. Take this, gain 2 victory points in a well action. Still have 6 metal, so I could do this again. And do like a gardening action at the end here, right? Maybe like this one here. The problem is I don't have enough money to do this. It requires a warrior action. Like I could go maybe here with something, but that's red, right? So I can't do this. Can't do this. Can't do this, right? So those are all the warrior action spaces. So I have no access to it unless somebody goes up in the castle and opens one up for me, right? So that's what I'm talking about. You can be blocked out of like doing certain actions because of just not being a spot to go to, right? So I think what I do is actually go here, right? Need a Damio token though to do that, because I need 1 more money. Like this game is actually as like set me down, like I felt like a crazy player playing this, thinking I could do like 40 different things on one turn, and it's not possible. Oh, I know what I could do. Here. Problem is I need food still. See? I don't have it. Oh, okay. I do have it. Because I have, when I did, if I do like a lantern action, I get 2 money from that. So I crossed the line here to get my 3 points. I don't think I had enough to do everything I wanted. So it wasn't the most optimal turn at the end here. So let me just go back through it if it would stop scrolling. Stop. So I took 2 at the castle. Maybe right here. That's probably what I did. So you'll see, like, I did okay through all 3 of them, where my opponents didn't. I mean, it still was close between me and Ladakh. I think just like being able to do all 3 pretty efficiently helped me out. I did get a lot of points for my resources at the end. So I think that was another reason maybe I didn't do an action, but I really think just doing an action is always better than not doing an action. And by action, I mean a gardening action, or a warrior action, or a courtier action. So, but that's one game of it. Um, it's been a pretty long video, but yeah, I'm just still trying to get my feet wet. Like some of the games I played have been pretty bad. Um, just trying to get my feet under me to do better, just in case I either, maybe I can get good enough to actually play in the tournament. But if not, if I run into it like in the semis or something like that, I could be prepared for playing against people who might not have played it, right? So let's go ahead and end the video there. So until next time, keep on gaming. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave comments if you have any other suggestions on this game or other games you'd like to see on this channel. There's also a playlist on the left side of the screen that you can click to see other videos I have made. And until next time, keep on playing.